Hello, hello, hello. I am John. This is my show, A Sports Reckoning. Okay, so, and hopefully that works there. So, it's one of these things I always have so much to talk about, right? That's one of the things where I start talking fast because I got to get this shit right. I usually, when I'm making a video like this, it's like I absolutely do not want to go 30 minutes, but I find it incredibly difficult for me to make a video less than 30 minutes and shit, right? It's like, I just got so much shit to talk about. It's fucking crazy. But so, getting to the first topic of what I made on this video is that Sports Card Dad, he made this video today, and he exposed himself as like actually he literally exposed himself. These people are so dumb that they don't understand the real world of how things really are and stuff, and they say shit and they just expose themselves. But then their viewership is so dumb that they're they hear it and then their brains don't work. This is like the idea of like the Matrix and stuff. When you actually are on the outside, right? When you're actually like awake and shit, right? And you're looking at these people, it's so clearly obvious. It's that their brains do not work. Their brains don't fucking work. And so like we've come to know that as being asleep in the Matrix and shit, right? That's how we've come to give an idea how to put the wording on it and shit, to put the labeling on of what we see and what we understand of these people. It's like the zombies and shit. Like those are people. There's other people that have no souls and shit, right? Those are zombies, The Walking Dead and shit, right? There's all these labels of what we come to understand from this massive amount of population of people of how they actually are, right? So these losers like Dustin, he's a brain dead moron in the Matrix. His brain does not work, right? And so he he exposed himself really bad today. He was making a video and he was complaining about that his last video got really bad views on it, right? And then it's like, because your video sucked. The cards you showed sucked. The whole point of the video sucked. I mean, it's so fucking garbage. Like fucking sucking on top of sucking crap shit, right? But then he came out and what he told you is he actually said the words. He says, "My goal is to get 2,000 views on my video within the first 24 hours. My goal is to get 2,000 views." Okay, so your goal, if you're an actual genuine person, your goal would never be to get views. You don't make videos to get views. Like, you don't say, "Oh, okay, I need to get 2,000 views. So let me think of a topic that I could lie to the people and fool them and act like I'm a real good person and act like I know what I'm talking about so I can fool these idiots so I can get my 2,000 views so that I can keep getting my endorsement deals." It's all fake. The whole thing is fake, and he just admitted it to you. He told you that his goal is to get 2,000 views. That should never, ever even come. Those words, see, this is what I'm saying is those words can't come out of your mouth if you're real, because in here, your goal is to give quality information. Your goal is to educate yourself so that you can learn how to invest better on cards, so that you can give quality information to the community. Like, and if you get views, then you get views, and if you don't, then you don't. So what? That's the getting views things is never your goal. Never, it should never ever be any point of your goal unless you're a piece of shit loser who followed the piece of shit scumbag Gary V's advice, and Gary V told him how to become internet influencer people, because that's his whole goal. He doesn't care about sports cards. He doesn't care about any of the shit. He doesn't care about you. His goal is to become an internet influencer. And in the process of being an internet influencer, he sets up these goals. Okay, after the first 2 years, I need to reach. After a year, I need to get 1,000 subscribers so I can become monetized. And then after that, the next year, I hope my goal, I'll set it at 5,000 subscribers, right? And then I hope to get 500 views on each video. And then I'm going to set my goal for 10,000. I'm going to set my goal at 10,000 subscribers. Then I'm going to hope to start getting endorsement deals. See how how his plan of attack is all revolving around him becoming an influencer. Never in there is there any form of educating the public and giving quality information to the public. It's not in there. It's not what he is. It's not what he does. And this is what I say. It's like, sure, you want to go watch Dustin because there's nothing else on TV. There's a million fucking channels of crap on the TV to choose from, right? It's like, dude, it's all fucking crap. And it's like, just because you like to hear a voice talking, because that's pretty much all I do. The only reason, because there's really nobody in here giving any good information and stuff. So I just put the shit on to hear a voice talking. That's about it. That's all they do. They don't fucking educate me. I don't really get any good experiences, no good knowledge, no good wisdom, no good investing strategies and shit. It's mostly just fucking crap from a bunch of moron losers who fucking never ever could be fucking real fucking entertainers in the real world. If we were living in the real world, none of these people would have any form of abilities to actually be real fucking entertainers. But what we've done in this modern world is they're dumbing down the population. And they know that, and see, this is what it was with the person like me. They never respond to me. And so that's what they do. The person here and this is why, because they can't be me. They're not real. They're not smart. They're not ever going to be real. They're never going to be smart, never going to be genuine people. They can't be me. So the only thing they do is 100% ignore me. Right? And so I'm done with enough of this bullshit, motherfucking losers. I'm fucking so sick of this. Is exactly the experience I have over and over and over again. These motherfuckers instantly, I heard a good thing. The Sean Strickland. Just to mention too, I was talking about that show on HBO called Rome, and I had mentioned there's a character in there named Titus Pulo, right? And I was saying how cool the Titus Pulo guy is, okay? So Sean Strickland is like the real life Titus Pulo. And when I'm saying that, I mean really, really, really. Sean Strickland is Titus Pulo and shit, right? So I kind of enjoy the shit I don't like about Sean Strickland because I've been around guys like that. The guys that always have to fight to prove that they think. So they always they're always just on edge and ready to fight. And it's like, well, that's because you're stupid. Because you're fucking, and I would tell Sean Strickland the same thing. Yeah, Sean Strickland, the reason you're so violent and you want to hurt people is because you're stupid. You are not the intellectual quality of a person, what you think you are. You're a Titus Pulo. You're a soldier. You're a grunt. You're the grunt. You're not you're not Caesar. You're not even capable of understanding what it's like to be a fucking Caesar. You're the grunt, Sean Strickland and shit. But like I said, but he's super cool. There's another part of him that is super fucking cool and shit, right? Oh, but what he was saying, what Sean Strickland was saying, he was saying in his video, because some of the shit he says is really intellectual. That's the thing aware. But he's a grunt, but he's got an intellectual presence to him. He's just not the real fucking shit, right? But he was saying about the Logan Paul. He was talking like the Jake Paul and stuff, right? And they had offered him, I guess, $1 million to do a fight. And then Dana White told him, dude, they don't sell fucking fights. He said it's a fake. He says their audience is children. Their audience is children. They don't buy fights and shit, right? He said it's fake. It's bullshit. Why would you fight him? He says they can't sell fights. Kids watch that shit, right? And so one of the things that Sean Strickland then pointed out, he was saying, yeah, that's what it is. He says all these influencers, they're trying to entertain children. And Sean Strickland is like, I'm an adult. I fight. Like in the UFC stuff, we sell to adults. We're here to entertain adults and shit, right? And that's what it is. It's that mentality of these loser influencers who are trying to entertain children. And that's why I'm so offended and I yell at these motherfuckers all the time because I ain't a fucking child. I'm not some fucking kid. Now, because I love baseball cards and shit, right? That doesn't make me a kid and shit that I still like some of that shit. It doesn't make me mentally, I'm not a child and shit because I can enjoy that. But like I said, you'll never see me playing video games. I'm not like that kind of loser child fucking shit. I don't have that loser child mentality of what you would be represented by like a Dustin. Like, look at the picture of what he is. Every single moron that comes on here and does these kind of images and they hold their mouth open, oh my God. Instantly they're trying to entertain children because no adult would ever be attracted by that stupid entertainment for the children kind of shit. right? So it's like, and that's when I start yelling, saying, well, what are you all pedophiles? What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you an adult fucking man trying to entertain children? What the fuck is wrong with you? Right? And then so they all know that they don't exist in my world, the real world, the adult world. We talk about adult issues. We have adult conversations. They don't want nothing to do with me. They can't fucking have those conversations. So they absolutely do not talk about me. They don't talk about any stories that I bring up. It's dead issue. They will not fucking talk about it. All of them. Right? So Dustin's this stupid little kid that grew up in a house and he's whining. Why can't I have ice cream? Where? Why can't I go out and play? Where? You know, these fucking kids that were fucking, what do they call it? It's like a kid that's too controlled by his parents and shit, right? I don't know the right term for that and shit, right? You know, that only child. I don't know if he had brothers and sisters and shit, but he sure seems to have the only child loser syndrome and shit, right? He didn't get to play with his uncles and the neighborhood kids and the fucking have all the experiences and shit, like what I was doing and shit, running around being fucking crazy. Where if you got hurt, well, you know, so luckily we didn't get hurt. You know, there's other kids that are fuck ups, because that's the other thing too. There's people that are just fuck ups in the world, and they're just always getting hurt. And these women, they're always creating drama. There always has to be something because they have to create some kind of attention to themselves so somebody will recognize them, these whiny little kid moron losers, right? And so that's why I say like Dustin. Dustin is that whiny, stupid little fucking kid, never had any real experiences in the real world, and he was always jealous of all the other kids that were the cool kids, right? And he was excluded from that, but he didn't know he was excluded because he was a dork. You're a dork. You don't fit in. You're a dork. It's not that they were being mean and they didn't want you around. You were a dork. You can't fit in with those people because you're a dorky fucking stupid little kid who your mommy's fucking controlling everything you fucking do. And we don't want to go around you because we don't want to have to go to your house and listen to your stupid mom try to control us too. You know, these dorky fucking kids. Then they come up here and they're like, oh, I'm going to be a fucking internet influencer and shit. That's all you get. And that stupid internet influencer will say the words, oh, my goal is to get 2,000 views. Oh, well, why don't you make your goal making fucking good videos, putting quality information, actually knowing what the fuck you're doing? Why don't you make that your fucking goal? No, you can't do that. No, you never do that. And like this is what I talk about. Like I said, I was mentioned that the other day that every single one of these motherfuckers reported upon Logan Paul's fucking the fake Pokemon case, right? They all reported upon it. Now I have the actual information to prove that they were all wrong. In my world, you were obligated. You're obligated to go back and say, hey, I misreported this. I gave you false information, and now we've got more information now that can clarify this issue, and it shows, and the people have to come out and say, I was wrong. I gave you bad information. But none of these motherfuckers will do it because they're all fake as fuck. They all jumped in there and told you exactly all the propaganda story. They all reported upon that. They all reported upon, this is the propaganda story that's being pushed upon the fucking public and shit, right? And they all reported upon it like they were the fucking good reporters and they had insight into this and they can give you something, they can give you a new piece of information we can talk about and all this bullshit, right? But when you come back and show them, no, you were wrong. You reported fucking fake news. You're fake fucking news. You show them this is what real evidence is. Now it's you're obligated. You are obligated now to give this fucking information to the community and let the community act as adults and let them make their own fucking decisions based upon the quality information that is now available. But they won't do that because they're trying to entertain children. And children don't ever want to have to deal with the real world and the reality because they're just a little whiny baby. Why are you telling me what to do? When I can go out and play. Oh, why are you fucking shut the fuck up? Whiny fucking baby shit. And then there's no doubt it's 100%. This is not even up for fucking debate. Dustin is a fucking Satan worshiper. He cried the other day saying, oh, well, you were calling me a zombie. Dude, if you're a Satan worshiper and you are indoctrinating your children into Satan worship, I would hope and pray that there was somebody out there that could come by and at least say the words to me, what you're doing is Satan worship. You need to really look at what you're doing because you're leading your kids into fucking hell. I would pray that somebody at least would say those words to me to give me a chance, right? But these motherfuckers, no, they're so stuck in their ways. They absolutely don't want to hear any other fucking form of reality, what it is. They're going to be the stupid Satan worshiper morons. They're going to make sure their children are all Satan worshiping losers just like them. You know, the Kansas City, the gun thing that happened, right? Okay, you know, they always say, oh, we got to get rid of the guns. Okay, well, look at, they have these things called toy guns. Okay, toy, there should never be the word toy associated with gun. A gun is never to be looked upon as a toy. You should never ever have any training in your life as to experience a toy gun. That should never exist, right? If you want to talk about real problems, how do you fix these issues? Well, how about stopping sending pharmaceutical drugs into the fucking elementary schools and forcing the children to fucking have to take pharmaceutical drugs as children? Dude, so what, a kid's a little bit hyper and stuff, right? In my class back in the day, go stand in the corner. Make him feel like a loser. Don't drug him. Why would you drug that kid? Because that's the worst thing you can do, because we're trying to get people to develop into quality adults and shit, right? The worst thing you can do is drug him and numb him out and not face him, have him to deal with realities and have him make him bitter and have him hate towards people. Make him feel like a dork and make him feel isolated and make him understand your fucking attitude and personality will not be tolerated. We're not going to fucking stop doing what we're doing because you're sitting over there like a whiny little baby. Pay attention to me. Go sit your ass in the corner and face the corner. That's all they had to do. It worked every fucking time. Motherfucker, go in the corner in his house and shut the fuck up. And if he didn't shut the fuck up, go see the fucking principal. You know? They could put you on, like, in middle school, I had to do some in-school suspension before where they locked me in a room for the fucking day. I went to school, they locked me in a room. I had in-school suspension for stupid shit, too. I wasn't even doing nothing really bad shit. One of the times it was hilarious. Like, the one teacher, this one lady, she busted me for in-school suspension, right? And she was married to another teacher at the school who I knew, right? So the two of them, the married couple, they're walking by the class, and the guy, the husband, he sees that I'm in there, and he opens the door. He's like, "Hey, what's going on? You know, what are you in here for?" and shit, right? And then it's like, dude, your fucking wife put me in here, motherfucker. Your fucking wife did it. So, I mean, it's just funny. But yeah, in school suspension, you don't want to do that shit. Once they make you do that, oh, it's boring as fuck. You don't want to sit in that room by yourself all day and shit. Like I said, like, what do they do like in the prisons? They lock you down in the isolation chamber or whatever. They were doing that to me in school. I was fucking being put in this suspension. Shit like, dude, like, you know, like, I started not attending school. You know, they were trying to put my mom in jail. They're threatening to send my mom to jail because my fucking attendance record started to slip once I got to like 8th grade stuff. Stopped really caring about things at all, you know, and then like when I went to 9th grade, this is one of the things what happened where it just completely, and so when I went from 8th grade to 9th grade, they created a new school thing. They called it Project Success, right? Project Success. And what it was this is like when they started putting those the mobile home little rooms in the school, right? So when I went to the high school, there was the first trailers that they had put in there. So that was for us, the Project Success kids and shit. I was one of those kids and shit. And so what Project Success is the school had deemed that these kids are smart. They can do the work, but there's just other reasons, or for whatever reasons are going on, they don't participate and shit, right? So I was one of those kids, deemed one of those kids. And so they put me in the Project Success. And then so what the Project Success was, it was the school classes, and they would only have half of the kids. So instead of having like 30 kids in a class, they'd only have like 15 kids in the class. And then what it turned out is like all of us Project Success kids, we were all cool. So I had some good friends that I met in there, but the group of us as kids, we were all like cool fucking kids. We were all like-minded, similar type of kids. So I actually liked those kids. And so then I kind of tried. And the teacher I had, there was the one teacher, she was a good teacher. And so I tried and shit, except the history class, because history was just so boring because they don't tell you like real history. And I always just knew this kind of history shit does not interest me at all. And this is boring because now as an adult, there's nothing more that I love than quality history. I love fucking history and shit, but I didn't like history in school. And so I wasn't doing it. And so I was failing. And then my teacher, she says, she said, okay, now we're coming to the end of the first semester, whatever is where report cards are coming out. And she says, are there any classes that you're failing or whatever? And she said, look, if there's any classes that you're failing, she says, go ask the teacher if there's anything you can do to pass the class, right? And so, you know, she talked me in, she encouraged me, and she motivated me to go and try. She motivated me to try and do something so I could pass the class, so I could get credit, right? So I go to the teacher and I ask the guy, okay, what can I do, you know, to pass the class? And he said, go take the book. And he said, at the end of the book, there's an end of the chapter questions, you know? So he said, you go through the book and he says, you have to write down the question and answer. He said, if you do that for the entire book, if you go through it all and do the end of the chapter questions, he says, if you do that, I'll pass you with like a D- and shit, right? And so I was like, all right. So I did it, but I didn't actually do it. I wrote down the question, but I did work. I put forth an effort. And that's what, it's not the fact that, because that information is useless information anyways. The reality of what it is just putting forth the effort. I should have been credited for that. The fact that I'm in the class, that I'm there, that I'm trying to do it, that I put forth the effort, and I wrote down every question and I just made up an answer, right? I just made up an answer. But I did that. At least I put forth some fucking effort, which when you're a kid like what I was doing, that's what the teacher was, what you're trying to do. Just get them to put forth some effort, to make some commitment, because that's all they could do to me, because there's parts of what it was that it was going to be hard for me, because my real world was hard. So you're just trying to get the kid to put forth an effort. That's really what you're just trying to do at that time. You're not trying to get them to be a fucking great scholar. Just get them to put forth an effort, and that they achieved their reward by getting their credit. So then maybe you can get them committed. That was the purpose of that, right? So then I knew the teacher, he never, on work like that, he would just look at it. And if he looked at, you wrote the shit and there was an answer there, he wouldn't read the answers on because that was a lot of work for him to do, to go. So he wouldn't do that. And I knew that he wouldn't do that. It was a thing. You learn your teachers, you learn how they do stuff, right? So like I said, I wrote the thing and I just wrote some stupid answer there. So I probably would have got everyone wrong. They were all bullshit, but I did the work. I did it. And I turned it in and he gave me credit for it. He approved it and he gave me credit. Then I get my report card and it says F. And then I went and asked him, I'm like, I said, what happened? And he said, oh, it still wasn't enough. Well, then why didn't you tell me what else I had to do then? Why would you make me go through that process, all this bullshit, and then then why didn't you tell me what else I needed to do if you wanted me to do more? What the fuck? I came and asked you, and then this is what you tell me to do? I do it, and then you say, well, it's not enough, here's your fucking F. After that, I was done with school. I never, ever, ever tried again. Totally fuck them. Right? I know that teacher was pissed when because she saw instantly I completely rebelled from school after that. That project success failed me. And I said, fuck you, fuck all you motherfuckers. Right? And that's the bullshit you got to go through. And then the fucking real world shit, the bullshit, the motherfucking loser bullshit. You got to deal with these fucking losers in the world and shit, right? Trying to keep me down. Always trying to keep me down. Nobody wants to fucking do anything and shit, right? All this bullshit. So that's the kind of person what you get represented by like a Dustin. Dustin is like that fucking teacher. He's that asshole teacher who, there was some other thing, because I was good looking, because you don't understand how much bullshit we got to deal with that I never even understood. Like how much fucking hatred there was because I was really good looking. Like as a kid, I would be like a kid that could have been like an actor. Fucking beautiful, blonde hair, blue eye, all-American kid, just a good-looking fucking kid, right? And I was cool, and I was really athletic because I was playing all sports, into skateboarding, into fucking listening to music and shit. So I was just a cool fucking kid too. But you never know when you're growing up, you don't understand that there's these people that hate you for that. And represented by what you get with the Dustin. Dustin is that fucking kind of guy, just like that fucking teacher. He hates me for being better than him. He hates me for being cooler than him. He hates that I'm smarter than him, that I actually have a real fucking contact with God and shit, and I have more knowledge and shit. He hates me for that shit. That's why you're going to hell. And you're taking all your fucking loser kids with you. You're all going to burn in hell. I'm the only one here to qualify to say you have no fucking chance, Dustin. None. You are not on a path to heaven. Not only you're not on a path to heaven, you're taking your fucking kids down with you. When I see you, I see the scumbag loser with your Stranger Thing, Satan worshiping fucking bullshit that you're foisting on your fucking children and shit. Bullshit, motherfucker. That's the real world. And he exposes himself by coming out and clearly saying, oh, my goal is to get 2,000 views. How do those words ever even come out of your mouth, you fucking moron? Because you're a fraud. I just want to clear up one more thing about the guns thing and shit, right? So they're always talking about the guns. And it's like, okay. Because they're always saying, well, what can we do? We've tried everything. Oh, really? You've tried really educating the kids in the ghetto? Making sure that they're not being exposed to toy guns, making sure they're not being exposed to violent video games where all day long they're running around shooting people, shooting. I bet you Dustin plays those games with his kids. You play games with your kids and you're teaching them how to shoot people down all day. You do that shit? Fuck, what the fuck is wrong with you, right? In the movies, take the guns out of the movies, right? So it's like, okay, if you want to do something, let's take away pharmaceuticals from drugs, from the children. You're never allowed to give pharmaceutical products to children unless it's like they need an antibiotic or something, something where they really, something that they have to have. It has to be like a serious medical issue, not some ADHD because the kid's hyper and shit and you guys don't want to fucking listen to him and shit. You forgot how to stick the kid in the corner. They say, well, no, that's inhumane to make the kid sit in a corner. Let's drug him up and numb him out. Oh, okay, that's humane? Let's drug him out and numb him out? What the fuck? Sit the stupid kid in the fucking corner. Make fun of him, mock him and shit. That's what you do. And you get him to understand that you're the problem. You don't fit in. You want these people to treat you nice, you better shut the fuck up and start acting like a normal fucking human being. You don't drug them out and shit. And then they're drugging these kids. As soon as you got these kids, they're doing these sex changes. That kid instantly has to take pharmaceutical medication for the rest of their life. You all know what's going to happen. It's like the movie Carrie, right? Remember I don't know what the repeat, but the original movie Carrie, where you got that controlling mother figure, right, over the daughter. And what happens? So she goes psycho and kills her. We all know what's going to happen is that these kids that are being forced to go through the sex change operation because their parents are identifying them as misgender and the bullshit. We all know that those kids are going to grow up and start murdering their parents. We all know that's what's going to happen, right? Do people not know that's what the fuck is going to happen? Of course that's what's going to happen. And I don't care if there's any guns or not. The motherfuckers will light them on fire. You can take rubbing alcohol. Are we going to outlaw rubbing alcohol? Because they can say, oh, we'll outlaw gasoline. Okay, well, what about rubbing alcohol? You can just pour a bottle of rubbing alcohol on somebody and light them on fire. Are you going to outlaw rubbing alcohol? You can't stop that. You can't stop a kid from going into their parents' bedroom, pouring fucking rubbing alcohol and lighting them on fire. You can't stop that. If you take away the one thing, they're just going to look for a fucking alternative source to do what they want to do. You can't stop somebody from driving a fucking truck into a crowd of people. There's people eating lunch on all kinds of diners. They're up on the sidewalks and shit. Somebody wants to take a truck and plow through them. They're going to do it. You ain't stopping that. An electric car ain't stopping that. Just because the car's electric, that ain't going to stop that. There ain't no stopping this shit. You can't stop this shit. By getting rid of guns doesn't stop anything. But you could stop these fucking black kids in the ghetto from killing each other if you give them education and give them opportunity in the fucking world and shit, right? You have them so that they're living in a quality house because their parents have good fucking jobs. And then you have a man, a husband, and a wife raising their children, showing the child that you have opportunities in the world and don't be raising the kid so he's sitting there with no fucking parental guidance and you're having the television raise them where they're showing you violence and shit. Like we all know, cartoons were the most violent fucking form of entertainment that there is out there. So the first form of entertainment of what you're going to raise your children on is bang, bang, ha, 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 beat them up, do this, ha ha, and teach them how to laugh about it. And then you're going to give them toy guns to play with. And then you're going to give them video game systems where they go and mass slaughter and fucking execute. But, oh no, but the guy's in the military. But no, but this is a military game. It's a military game, so that's okay because we're playing soldier. Oh, we're playing soldier, so that's okay to train the kids how to fucking wipe out and execute their whole goal is kill. And then you play the movie entertainments. What's in the movie entertainment? Gun, shoot, bang, boom, bam. They don't want to have this educational shit where you have to actually listen to dialogue and create the mind to be able to think. Oh, but no, we got to get rid of the guns are the problem. Oh, no, it's none of that stuff. The entertainment stuff where they're making all their money and they're controlling the minds and fucking up all the society. Oh, but that's not the fucking problem. Oh, no, it's just the gun is the problem. They don't talk about the doctors who are fucking, the psychologists and stuff who are mentally controlling. It's like, dude, okay, if somebody is killing people, they obviously have some kind of mental issue. Maybe it's the fucking psychologist people, the mind doctors who are playing with the kids' brains. Maybe it's the influence of those guys that are fucking causing all the problem. Oh, no, it's not them. Oh, no, it's not the guy who's actually got direct contact with the fucking psyche of a child, who's actually prescribing fucking pharmaceutical drugs to the child. No, it's not their fault. No, it's just this gun is the problem. They don't fix anything. They do nothing. You get some idiot like Dustin here. He's doing nothing. He's educating nobody. He's not entertaining. He's not quality information. He's a satanic worshiper. In reality, he's a satanic motherfucker. And they always put a fucking smile on your face because they're lying to you. They are manipulating you for the purpose so he can get 2,000 views. Because my goal is to become an internet influencer. And Gary Vee taught me how to do this, and I'm going to do exactly what Gary Vee told me. And Gary Vee told me, if somebody comes in with negativity, get that negativity out. Put a smile on your face. Lie to the idiots so then you can have your goals. You can get your fucking subscribers. Okay, enough of that. I think I got enough out of fucking saying what I want to say. Goodbye.